as I hold this evidence.
Yeah, my
So,
experience.
are you recording now?
Yeah, I'm recording.
My name is Sally Lovelace, and I'm a Watchdog victim. I caught USAA stealing, and then USAA paid $150 million to Watchdog to attack me 3 years ago. My neighbors are either threatened or bribed. Our family is threatened. Nobody will speak to us. They ruined our laptops, our computers. They ruined our phones. And I grabbed the X-Source disk on the last remaining laptop without even internet services. They popped up and I grabbed it and I printed it out. And we've spent $25,000 of our own money on behalf of the American people, and nobody will help me. Nobody will talk to me, not the DA. I saw on the hacking documentation this w3.org. So when I went there, watchdog.ca.com popped up, and I noticed that's when I saw USAA paid the $150 million. I grabbed it in February of 2014. Bill Gates walked away from Microsoft shortly thereafter, and the CEO of USAA also retired permanently after I grabbed it. I have their encrypted in BitLocker. I have their hidden partner phone book, and it's in BitLocker, which I can't open, and I can't put the data anywhere because I actually caught them getting into the Millennium Systems Irvine computer, and they stole the MSI report. The MSI report shows how USAA, their name, my laptop and my name, how they got in my computer, took over the permissions of my computer, and their phone numbers on it, and how it can't be locked down, and all kinds of stuff about banking privileges, which they had no right by law to get in my computer that way. And they stole it. OCSP and VeriSign are on certificates, which I printed out, getting in my computer and stealing this. Then I caught them, and I took a picture of it going, there he is, there's the other one. You think I'm joshing you.
No.
You think I'm joshing you.
I know.
We have thousands.
By the way,
of
there's
that
a
guy.
spy helicopter over there. Well, I don't know if that's particularly
That's
what it
a
is.
training helicopter from Los Angeles Police Department. So anyway, they use it. It's coming out of. Oh, this is another thing God did. David caught all these guys. We used to take pictures. At the first, they used to come over our house every minute. Jets, helicopters. That guy right there had his door open taking pictures of us. We have those. They can get into your camera. They can USB direct your data. And I don't even know if I have the 95,000 photos that I took. I'm not sure if they got redirected or not. He's gone. They just fly over, take pictures, and go. Everywhere I am, they'll be back, or there'll be a plane over here, right there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
my friend
so-
Greg was saying the same thing was happening around him.
Now, they can steal that from you.
I know. I already know that. Edward Snowden shared it, but shared the fact that. But I understand it. The Rothschild dynasty owns the United States.
Yeah.
So
So
it
the
has the whole thing.
Rothschild dynasty. So what does the Freemasons have to do with anything? Are they
Well,
another
they're
one?
under the Rothschild.
They're under the Rothschild.
Yeah, the
See, I
Rothschild.
don't know all this stuff. I just live my life. I don't know all this stuff until it happened to me. It attacked me. But it didn't attack me because I offered myself to God, and I said, I'll do it for you.
Synagogue of
he
Satan.
He gave it to me, and he knew I could do it. But here's
Yeah.
another thing. I'm going to repeat this. Computer programming degree. A background in accounting. I was a bookkeeper for the U.S. Navy. I was a loan officer and a processor. I was the vice president of my ex-boss's startup company. I had my own company. If I didn't have, and I also had my own merchant account, which showed me how they do the batch reports. If I didn't have every single job in my life, I wouldn't have been able to catch this. Definitely was predestined, and God was waiting for me to offer. But he waited 2 years. I forgot all about the prayer. And then all of a sudden one night it dawned on me, oh my God, he's using me. So now, I don't want reward. I don't want fame. I just want to be left alone. I wish they won't ever leave me alone. And I have to do it because I told God I would. I will die and get killed before I will go against the promise I made to the Lord. And that's how I feel. People, you know what my neighbors told me? The neighbor behind me, they go, I heard him say it the first year. They're going to kill her. And my other neighbors would say, don't walk out at night. Be very careful. Like I was supposed to be afraid, like threatening. And I have I'll be out writing something on my car with paint on the window, and this motorcycle guy will come over and go like this and sit across from me and stare at me. And I say, am I supposed to be intimidated? Go ahead and snipe me. Go ahead and make a martyr out of me. You know, because all my neighbors know what's going on. They know more than I do. People have said stuff like, I can't believe this is happening in my lifetime. And then my other neighbor across the street goes, oh, here's a biggie. 300mm camera, and my neighbor let me do it. Watchdog came in and put all thick glass in, so I couldn't do it anymore. But I went like this, and he went, and he let me take a picture of his TV. Took a picture of it. You zoom in, and there's inside my home on my neighbor's TV across the street. So I go and ask the kid across the street, the older kid. I said, "Why are you doing that?" He goes, "It's not us, and I hate the government anyway." And then 2 days ago, I hugged his father and I said, "When is it going to end?" And he said, "They're not going to leave you alone. They won't listen to anybody. They won't leave you alone."
Well, I'll tell you, Vladimir Putin offers free land in Russia.
To the Holy Lord of Hosts to be the absolute truth. I've told my bishop too. My church is afraid. I'm a Mormon, by the way.
Okay.
I'm LDS. I'm very devout, but I told my bishop, and they're afraid, and something's wrong. I've been a member all my life. I'm 60 years old. I don't have visiting teachers, and it's May, and I still have none. And I don't have any home teachers from the elders. And I keep asking, and they don't do it. Now they won't let me go to the temple because of something. They don't want me around people. And when I sit in the bleachers, I sit alone every time. No one sits next to me. They love me. I mean, they hug me and everything, but everyone's weird. Everyone's weird. Everyone's changed. Police officers, I've met them, and they're sweet and gentle. The next time they call on me, they're mean and different, like they've been bribed. Watchdog is about blackmail, bribery, extortion, and watchdog.anystate and everystate.com. There's one in every state.
Yeah.
W3.org is called watchdog3.org, and all of the big major players are on it. The Republican, Democratic Party. Why would they solicit all our utilities and all of our and human services? Our Social Security is on there. I caught Social Security cheating, and I had fake letters. I still have it, and I found envelopes. They didn't think of this. I was keeping dried flowers, 7 years worth of stupid envelopes. Only God would have known that. I dumped them out, and I could compare the envelopes, and I have them all. And then I found a receipt in my purse. You know how you go in and you get a number dated with the name on it? And it was in my purse. I throw those away, but I didn't on that one. The one I didn't throw away, I put it together. Then we tried to get a signal blocker, and it came, we paid for it online, and it came to our P.O. box and back from China, back accredited within 10 days. They sent it back. We didn't get to see it or open it. They opened it. The signal blocker would have blocked their signal. That's one way you get rid of them, is signal blockers. You can block out these private networks and stuff by using a signal blocker. But then you can't get direct TV, free TV.
Nor get access to the internet, probably.
Well, you can if it's not if it's wireless. No, but we have nothing. We have no computers, no telephones. They zapped 9 cell phones. They ruined them. I'm talking, and I'm telling somebody about Watchdog. Zap, it's dead. Permanently dead.
Wow.
Look at this shit. Look at this lady. Right here.
Yeah. But
no, watch her. Look at her. Look at her attitude. Look what she's doing. She's sitting in there. Now she's going to get out. Look at her. She's just sitting there with her door open with those horrible lights on. Just watch her demeanor. Watch her demeanor.
Are you sure she's one of the people?
I would say I'm 80% sure. Oh, don't bother. We've caught them switching license plate numbers. You see people pulling over and switching cars. So they get around the stalking laws by switching. Oh.
But this might just be a situation that's nothing.
My husband took 45,000 photos. We have people with tubes in their mouth and these machine things, and a policeman with a tube in his mouth with his badge showing on a truck after work right along the freeway. No, it's very weird. There's much more to it. There's something to do with LED lighting, which God told me, videotape an LED light for 20 minutes, and I did it. And I also used another camera, double, and then something told me at 4 in the morning, get up, grab your camera, and take a picture of that 2-story house with the blinds that are always open. I did, and there's a laser pointed right at my bedroom window. And 2 cameras in the window. And a guy that never leaves. And nothing's in the room but this guy's head and this kind of electronic looking stuff. They've been there for 3 years and there's nobody in there. I have thousands of him. Satellites. You know if you try to see a satellite in the sky at night, it's the size of a pinhead, and if you're lucky, you can barely see it. Yeah. There were 4 satellites posted around our home that you could see in plain sight for a year and a half. And I took
Oh,
pictures
you mean
of them.
at the just sitting there and not moving?
Yep. 4 of them, one on every corner, north, south, east, west, around our home. And I took pictures of them, all the multicolors and the blinking. And I used all I had with the most was a 300 millimeter, and you can see what they are.
The stars are moving,
It
but
looks
they're not moving.
like one constellation looked like Orion.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "Look, kids, it's Orion." I said, "Oh yeah, I beg to differ. Look." And he looks and he goes, "Oh, that's not Orion." One of them was blinking. They look like what you think they're supposed to look like. And I showed it to, it was a guy across the street, and he goes, "That's not Orion." One of them's blinking. One of, and then I would take pictures of airplanes at night, and there would be like a laser shot in the camera. And then, all kinds of weird stuff like, okay, see that car right there? Oh, don't take a picture. See the little holes in the back of the car, those 4 holes in the back of the bumper? See those little holes? See those 4 holes?
The back
The gray car, the edge. See the
well, I see 2.
they're kind of 4 hole looking things. We have pictures of people like this. Ouch, I'm sorry. I got knee and back and everything problems. Watch. They'll be walking by. My husband has a picture like this. No, it's okay, just sit.
Okay.
And he goes, and he saw the guy's hand on a clicker, and my husband caught the camera, one of those holes, but usually they're bigger than that. Those are just bolts, but I'm just giving you an example. They're usually 4 holes. Anyway, one of the 4 holes the lens was part open. The guy was taking, as David walked by, David went like this. And the guy, you could see it in his hand, and the thing goes like this. It opened up and took a picture. They got cameras, and then they got, another thing too is if you start looking around, just think now. Okay, you go and I went to, around my house, no, I'm not showing you anything, I'm just
I know,
moving.
it's a symbol.
Yeah, so I went over to by the park, there was a soccer game, and I looked, and here's the rear view mirror, right? You got a rear view mirror that you see behind you, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this park, I went row by row, looking at each rear view mirror, but looking at it from the front of the car. Every single one of those rear view mirrors had a camera facing forward. Every single car in that parking lot.
How did you find that out?
Because I walked and I looked at each one visually. I didn't have a camera that day. I just looked. Every single car. I just went up and down the rows looking at people's cars. Every single rear view mirror pointed this way had a camera. Now that's unusual. Like my car doesn't have one. It's old. Old cars, new cars, rent-a-cars, everything had a camera. They don't put cameras in every single rear view mirror. And I'm talking 50, 60 cars. Things like that.
They were not targeting you in this particular case.
Absolutely they were. Oh, they target me everywhere I go. You better believe it.
But was that why the rear view mirror?
Haven't you noticed?
No, but all new cars have those cameras, is what you're saying.
No, they don't.
Oh,
no,
this
they don't.
was a particular targeting of you.
Yeah, it's always a target of me. There's thousands of people. My husband has estimated thousands of people. They're coming from different states. There's a lot more. I could go on all day about the data that I have. When I first told the guy from USAA called me, I thought he was going to help me, and he wanted to know what I knew. As soon as he hung up, all of a sudden they hit the market here. And I would get pictures of 6 Texas license plates over at the restaurants over here. And you know what? One car I saw, it said Briber 3. Briber 3? Briber was his license plate. I wrote down the VIN number of that car and the description of it. But all we did is we took a camera and we just said, we're going to shoot everything we see. And I have beautiful shots, but the face in the car is distorted. Just the face with a tube. And then there's these things, they're about this big, and they have like 2 circles and like a mouth. And I believe that there's some kind of a mister machine, because if you take mist, multicolored mist,
yeah,
and you put it around you, the light, and then you have like a color wheel, and you take a picture of that, the man's face will be distorted. So if they blow on the tube, the mist surrounds their face so that when you take the picture, you can't see who they are. It is the weirdest thing. And somebody dropped their tube right in front of my house. The tube. I got one with somebody's DNA on it. That was weird. I have it. I put it in my evidence box.
I would be interested in gathering all this evidence.
There's another thing. Okay, well, I'll tell you where I am. You bring a lot of people from the church. You bring them all and we'll unpack it. Because I packed it away, because if I don't, then I can't leave, because I'm afraid they're going to steal it. And if they steal it, I got nothing. So,
right, okay.
What I'm going to need, what
How
I'm
many
going to
people
need,
do you want me to bring?
hundreds.
Hundreds of people? All right.
Come if they won't, but I would love that. I'm waiting for someone to pick me up because I'm trapped. We are trapped. They've got me trapped. I can't call. I can't talk to anybody. I talk to people one at a time, and my mission has been get right with God. I'm not telling you that because you already are, but that's my mission has been one of love, not of. I tell people because I want to warn them and I want them to be aware, and I want it to stop. I want them to shut this thing down because if it takes over our country, we will no longer be an American country. We will be a dictatorship and a tyranny. They are mean. These cops are mean. They're nasty, and they want this. They think that they're going to be all powerful. There'll be murders and things, and you won't stop the police.
I know.
You want a marshmallow?
I know.
Would you like a marshmallow?
I could take one with, but I won't eat one right now.
Okay. Well, I'll give it to you before you leave, so it doesn't get dirty.
They're great for sleeping on if you keep it inside of a bag.
You need a pillow?
No, I have. No,
I'll give you one before you leave because they're sticky.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want it?
No.
Really
but this would be good to provide this information to a bishop I know, as well as to his priest, who is a police officer.
Don't give it to the police officer.
Let
my God, he'll tell them. He'll tell.
But he'd do it innocently.
You know, the Mormon people I've known all my life, and my mother and my family, and my brother's a high priest in the Mormon church back in Maryland. And I know, there he is again.
Where?
Up there.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's far away.
They're circling. No, they'll follow me home. It's been going on for 3 years. There's always something over my head.
Yeah.
I told you, my doctor.
I heard some audio speaker, and I even recorded it, saying he's got a gray shirt, wearing a gray shirt, driving whatever vehicle. You hear it from the helicopter. The helicopter is flying around.
They can hear what you say from over there. They have parabolic microphones. You know what those are?
Oh, go ahead and tell me.
Okay.
Oh, so they're probably recording our conversation.
When I turn the TV off, all the dogs start barking, and they come close. But here's a trippy thing. Have you ever heard a dove like this? Woo! 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 Well, guess what?
That's not a dove.
It's nothing. It's not an owl. It's nothing. If I go to the living room, woo! 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 Go over here, woo! 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 Everywhere I go. And yesterday, I heard the record. It's a recording because sometimes it goes woo, like it runs out of batteries. I went to the park and I'm listening for it, and I hear it. And I look up in the tree. There was no bird at all in any tree. And I said, "You morons! There's no bird here." They know I know. They know I call them names all the time. Moron, idiot. What am I supposed to do? I'm just
Person
mad.
of interest.
Huh?
It just reminds me of the TV show Person of Interest.
Oh.
Person of Interest is all about promoting that type of world to make it look like it's a good thing.
It's horrible.
You heard of Person of Interest, right?
I haven't done anything wrong. I am a tithe-paying Christian. I don't lie. I've told 3 lies in my life, and I can't even remember what they were, and they were to my mother, probably, when I was a kid. I am not a liar. I do the right thing. I've given people money. I've launched careers. I have been stabbed in the back and still given that person money after they stabbed me in the back. I've done everything. And that, except for, when I was younger, I did some bad things. But I'm repented now. But I'm a good person. I've never hurt anyone, never defaced anybody. I've never cheated anybody.
I've noticed
in my whole life.
I noticed that.
David, my husband, is a master electrician. He has worked for Williams and Mayer. I hope you're still recording. Williams and Mayer, and it's in Orange County. It's in Santa Ana, and 30 years he works around the police, the fire department, the morgue, all Orange County stuff, and they've known him. Well, he had to get a Homeland Security clearance in 2010 when the feds came and Orange County ran out of money. Okay, they ran out of money on purpose, and then they joined Watchdog. But he got cleared. But my husband has been the same place for 30 years. He's a great guy. He's sweet. He's nice. They put a friend of his said they put a terrorist alert on you. And then just 3 days ago, he was talking to his senior fire chief that he's known for 20 years. And the guy says, "How's it going, Dave?" And he goes, "Same thing. They follow me everywhere, and told him what happened, this and that." And now they smashed my wife's car, and because she put Orange County donates money to Watchdog, they smashed it. And he goes, Dave, I know. And that's all he said. And I said, Dave, that's a blessing. After all these years, someone is acknowledging it. My doctor has acknowledged. You know what that makes me feel like? When somebody listens to me and says, I believe you. Because you know what they do? She's crazy. Because I don't do anything wrong. That's all they can do. Oh, you're crazy. And like I said something to the lady over here, and she's a stalker. She goes like this, and mean to me. And it's like, let me have your license plate number, But anyway, if I was crazy, I couldn't repeat the same things over and over, and I couldn't spit it out. How do I know what an MSI report is? And my programming is from 30 years ago. I wrote a QuickBooks program in 1977 in COBOL language. Before QuickBooks was ever invented, I wrote it. I was in a school, that was how I graduated. I always wonder if they used my work, and built on it.
I think they would.
It was a simplistic one, but it was QuickBooks. But it was, they gave us numbers, said, here, go all the way through to the trial balance, and that's how you're going to graduate. And we had tape drives and stuff, big machines back then. So my programming is theoretical. That's how the knowledge that I have. But I have tricks and I understand it, right? But how would I know C++ and HTML language when I've never studied it? I don't. So how would I know all this Microsoft stuff, which is no longer DOS? It's not even DOS. I don't even know DOS. I never even learned DOS. Okay. This was in English. What I did is I used an old school trick. I took the file, right-hand clicked, changed you could copy a file if you wanted to try it. Copy a file, then you go, and it goes, every file goes .cmg or something. There's a dot
right.
and 3 letters where you change it. You rename it, you go .txt. And when you do that, it turns it into text, and anything that's English now shows. It's an old trick. That's how I got the English that I got. Because I can't read the programming, and some of it's encrypted in BitLocker. I can't read Swedish, of course. But even in Swedish, there's certain English words you can recognize. And that's what I got their partner phone book encrypted. I'm surprised that they even had it in BitLocker. They should have done it in some heavy-duty government encryption if it was that important. BitLocker is crackable. BitLocker is a Swedish program. It's a simple program. I can't do it. Someday, what I'll need is I need somebody who's honest, who can, I have to show them how to get rid of these people. You have to take all your wireless stuff out, and there's something in the computer that the government has a seed in, and it has to be removed. And if you don't do that, they get right back in. You know what else is weird? I had my battery out of my laptop for 9 months. I was going to take it apart. It hadn't been plugged in, it had no battery for a year. No battery power. It should have been dead, right? I went to take the coil out, and it zapped me. The government's got something in there. Anyway, and you know how people say that they're spying on us? They're putting stuff in the televisions to look.
Yeah, correct. Ken Peters mentioned that.
You can see them.
Back in the 1980s.
Well, that's why I said if I turn off my TV and they can't see where I am, all the planes start.
The TV is off and they can't see you if the TV is off?
Oh.
Well, I thought that they could still see you even with the TV off.
Yes.
Disconnect it. You have to disconnect it, right? Take the battery out.
Oh. Transformer. Yeah. Okay. So they're in there. Okay.
Yeah.
You turn the TV off, and there's still battery power. There's still a transformer in there, or a capacitor. There's still a hot capacitor. So for a while, after you turn the power off, sure, for a while they can still see you because there's still power in the capacitor.
Okay.
But what we do is we turn the power off. We cover the TV.
Oh, okay. You cover the
Can't
TV.
see me then. You can hear me. David found out
until it runs out of.
Until it peters out.
Of course, they can listen to you over the phone.
David's son came and took him to the movies. It was kind of weird because he never did anything like that, and now we know that Jason did it for them. And while David was at the movies, they got in our house and they put cameras. It's a long story, but now the police are always trying to arrest me. The other day, last week, they called the police. All I did is pull over my car and look at a lady. And she called the police. And he couldn't arrest me because I didn't do anything. I didn't harass anybody. You leave her alone. Said I didn't do anything. I pulled over and I was just looking at her. I was going to say hi. She slunk out of her front seat, went in the back. Because she's a cop's wife. And I told David, he goes, they're cops. And the cop car always parks there too. So he's a cop. Because the cops are in on it. It's just awful. One time, I was talking into my recorder like that, but I was talking a little loud so that people could hear. They don't want him to hear the truth. And the cops came. You know what he told me? He goes, I think there's a restraining order out on you. And if there is, I'm going to have to arrest you. I said, if there was a restraining order, wouldn't I know it? And what did I do? That's the kind of shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you would know it if
they hassle you because they want what I have. And we protect it. When I'm gone, my husband's home. Yeah. When I'm home, he's gone. I don't ever leave that evidence unattended now. And the sad thing is, I offered it to them. I put it in writing, gave it to the neighbor across the street, and I said, take your evidence, it's over. Then I can't do anything, because if you take the evidence, it's only hearsay.
Right.
It's only hearsay. I'm no good. Then I am crazy. So they wouldn't do it.
You're not crazy, but you're labeled as crazy.
Right, but I couldn't go to court. It's not what you wish, what you want, what you think you know, what you know. It's what you can prove in court. And that's why I'm such a threat. Because I have it printed. I'll be happy to show it to you. But anyway, in fact, I could show you a couple things if you came over, like how
about tomorrow?
No, because my husband, we have to get this stuff out.
Okay, but sometime soon.
Well, I'm going to give you my address. You can't call me. I have no phone. I can't call you. I have no phone. Let's see if I have a pen. Do you have a pen?
I have this pencil right here.
Oh, okay. Do you have something to, let me see what I have to write on. I'll give you something.
Write
here.
it on
I'll give you
here.
something. I'll give you something. I got something. Okay, that's my P.O. box. Okay, now, anything that anybody would mail me, I've had mail, somebody said I mailed you, I never get it. Letters, nice things, anything, I don't get it.
So I certainly wouldn't want to mail it.
My mail is open, it's been stolen from. No, but you have to come to my house. But I want you, we'll talk about it. As soon as I leave, I bet you somebody comes and talks to you.
Well, I think they wouldn't because
and I'll never
they
see
know.
You again.
But you see, well, that depends on if they deal with me. It's either take him or don't let him know that we're watching. I mean, if they're watching me, it's
this
really.
This is my name.
I can't tell.
Name. Sally A. Lovelace, David Little. I'm giving it to you. And this is my physical address. It's around the corner. Don't give this to anyone. You never give this to anybody. You take that. You take your pencil.
Now, when it's time for hundreds of people to come,
well, I'm going to tell you. Well,
come to my residence.
If 100 people showed up at my house, we would tear the boxes apart and find all the information. I would spend the whole day or 2 or 3 with all of them showing up to. See, what I did is, I used to carry it with me, the stuff that was devastating. There's about 150 pieces of evidence, like the MSI report. I used to carry it with me. Well, I couldn't go anywhere without it. So one day, I threw it in the middle of the garage and camouflaged it. And then, I think, and I said, I can't do this too often. I had to go to the dentist or something. So, and then I said, David, I think he said, do you want me to pack this? And I said, yeah, pack it because I've given up. I'm waiting for them to leave us alone. And 3 weeks went by, and I said to them, you're never going to leave me alone, so that's it. 3 years now, I've been good. I haven't done anything. I haven't told anybody. That's it. I'm done. I am now going to start writing on the car, and then next thing I'm going to start showing the police certificates to people. And after that, I'm going to carry the MSI report. And after that, I'm going to hand out the full embezzlement that shows how USAA recharged my card with the same transaction number, all 3 of them. And then I'm going to start showing the rest of the instructions, how it's done unattended, and my WinSox report, and my firewall, how it shows it's all one way, and they're correct. They're told you.
Well, this guy, friend of mine named Greg, has said the same thing.
He'll be right back over my head. I'm telling you.
I'm surprised that they would be willing to go.
They don't give a shit. They're too big.
Greg Crone was telling me that
every time they fly that thing, it costs the taxpayers $2,000. Here you see, look. This is not a joke. They want to know who you are.
Oh, you know what?
That's the sheriff.
They know.
Look, that's the sheriff.
Yeah, that's us.
Above you. That's the look how close he is. Check it out.
Okay.
Take a picture. Yeah, do it.
It's not a picture. It's just a video.
Look how low he's flying.
See, I did a video, but
how slow he's going.
Yeah.
And not only that, somebody said, "How how do you know they're taking pictures? Well, I figured out a smart way. See, I'm like Hawkins, to think like a genius. I'm not a genius, but I can think like a genius because I have ADHD and I'm creative. What you do is you count at night, you count the running lights, and the ones that are inconsistent, and then the camera got the shots of the laser pointers coming out to take a picture. There's several ways at night. During the day, they used to fly closer than that. I've got a picture of the sheriff flying over my house 15 feet only so that I could see the numbers. And I got him right there. I got a picture of him right over my fence. And I've got a video of the sheriff